is the Vintage RPG Podcast, your source for the best in classic and contemporary RPGs. With your hosts, Hambone and Stu.
Welcome to the Vintage RPG Podcast, coming at you again from the clubhouse, hidden somewhere in the swamps of New Jersey. I'm John Hambone McGuire. With me, as always, is the founder and publisher of Unwinnable. He still won't wear shorts to the beach, Stu Horvath.
No, shorts are for children.
And grown men like me.
I mean, are you really not a children, though?
I am. I'm not. I am like, some would say I'm man-child, but yeah, I pay taxes. How you doing today, man?
Yeah, living.
Yeah, same, man. Same. So, yeah, we got a couple things to go over. It's not going to be a typical episode because we are going to take a little summer vacation.
Yeah, we made it through the entire pandemic without a real break. Jesus, it's like 8 years now, 9 years. We started in 2018, right?
July 7th is the anniversary. I don't know how many years is that.
That would be, was it 2018?
Yeah, 2018.
So 2019 to 2020 to 21 to 22 to 23 to 24 to 25 to 26. Yes, July it will be 8 years.
The Ocho.
Almost every week.
Yeah, pretty much. It's actually one of the longest bands I've ever been in.
I mean, we take holidays off, like the holidays off lately for like a couple weeks. And then we do, but we've never really had other than that, I think our longest break has probably been 3 weeks.
Yeah, just for the holidays.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We need a vacation, y'all.
It's time, baby.
I was just explaining this to Hambone. I'm writing this book for Goodman Games. And first of all, I'm doing all of these interviews, which are great. I'm loving talking to these folks and picking their brains. But the problem is when I talk to somebody in the middle of my day, it really messes, I have to get into a certain headspace to talk to people about work. It's, an interview head,
Yeah.
And then once I do that, I'm not really able to shift gears effectively back into writing. So they become days where it's I got to take care of all my admin shit. But because I'm doing so many interviews, I'm not writing.
Yeah.
And the other problem is that when I worked on previous books, like the Monster book, the Dungeon book, and Monsters, Aliens, and Holes in the Ground, I'm covering a lot of ground, reading a lot of different things. So I'm finding stuff to talk about. This time, with this book, I'm just writing about Goodman Games stuff. That would not be the funnest of podcasts, I don't think, if we just talked about what I talked to the Goodman guys about this week.
I mean, granted, anyone who's super into Goodman Games and DCC would love it.
Yeah. But I mean, maybe we could get that crossover appeal, but so basically for the duration of me writing this book, I want to take off. So we're going to take at least a month break. My plan is I'm hoping to get the West Marches started up again. And once we do that, we'll come back. We'll have Clay and Justin on to talk about that. And that'll be a special summer. What was I don't want to say a mini series, but they were a TV movie event.
Yeah, definitely a TV movie event at some point in the summer.
And then once the book is finished, or the bulk of the book, once the bulk of the interviews for the book is done, we'll come back to a more regular schedule. And there might be stuff that comes up here and there, and we'll let you know.
Yeah, I mean, all kidding aside, we did have a serious talk earlier in the year about hey man, this is the year we're not going to talk to anybody because we really kind of wanted to bring the show back to standard, back to what it was before we really became a little more interview heavy. Yep. But also the other side of it was, man, Stu talks to a lot of people. I'm oh, what's up, buddy? And it's a different, and I see it because I'm the one who has a Zoom subscription. So I keep getting these alerts. So I'm like, did I schedule a Zoom meeting? And it's just Stu talking to all the golden greats, all the hitters, all the killers. And I was oh, well, he's talking to a lot of people, which I know is a lot for Stu. So that's why we made such a big deal about breaking the oath to talk to a couple of people. But yeah, we just hit a point where also I got a ton of projects too that I need to really commit my bandwidth to and trying to start a new career. So it feels like a really good time to take a little break, but not
Yeah.
forever, just
No.
for now.
Yeah, it's just, and it's a matter of like I did want to go back to that earlier mode, but like I'm just not reading enough to support it.
Yeah,
Ever since I had COVID, like my memory is just not as good as it used to be. And
it's
like,
tough, man.
and some people would be like, well, that's getting older. But like, no, it's not. I remember how my brain used to work. And like,
Yeah.
there are definite, like I could feel them. They're like little blocks in my brain that make it hard to recall stuff. So whereas like 8 years ago, I was able to just like, okay, we're going to talk about this thing that I read 5 years ago, and I'll be able to be conversant in it. But now I can't do that now. I have to sit down with it and refresh my memory and kind of like make notes. I'm feeble.
He was hit with the enfeeblement ray. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I did. It's and honestly, God, it's a true thing. Like when I got it, and I got it bad after going to see Everclear in that small club. Never forget. Yeah, my brain is like, it's all still there. It just takes a little longer for the hard drive to really find the old file. And then even then, I'm kind of like, hey, it's that guy, the one. I'm like, and I start moving my hand around. Someone's like, you mean this person? I was like, yeah, that guy. It's that guy. Like
That's exactly what it is. It's just like flailing around for the name or like the exact thing. And it's there. It just like it's the hard drive takes longer to wake up or something. It's really frustrating.
it's kind of like downloading porno on dial-up back in the early days of the internet, where it's like, oh, I know that boob's coming. I know what a boob looks like. I can see it kind of, but like you're hearing that, it's freaking. That's what my brain feels like now.
Yeah. And like for me anyway, it used to be a lot worse. But after my first bout with COVID, which I think was in 2022, like I was just like in a fog, and it took a long time to figure out what was going on. Now I know what that was, and like it has cleared considerably. But yeah, it's still there, and it's weird. And it's not like a point of frustration, but it just makes the show a little bit harder to do when the brain is stuffed with other stuff.
Yep, 100%. And again, we just always want to be grateful and thankful for all the listeners for all these years. We will be back because like a lot of you always see like guys like, oh man, my fans are the best fans in the world, blah blah blah. I can tell you honestly, you guys are the best fans in the world. I met a lot of you out in the wild, and you guys are cool, and we appreciate you. We appreciate your support and your continued support for now going on 8 years. But 8 will not be the end. We're going to be back at some point, after the summer, with the in-between pop-up episodes here and there. What I'll tell you to do in the meantime is, if you're not already on our Patreon, join our Patreon. There's even a free tier. You can keep up with the things that we got going on. Keep up with Stu's monthly column. You can keep up with any kind of information. Join our Discord, which is just the most beautiful killer community in the world. And you'll be the first to know when we come back. You could also join my Patreon, Ham and Egg Publishing's Patreon, which is also free. I'll be talking about stuff there as well, and letting people there know as well when we're coming back. You can check out the Analog Union newsletter, where I will definitely be letting people know when we're coming back, because we're coming back.
Yeah, I mean, and we're not going everywhere else. Like I'm not entering a monastery or anything. I'm still going to be on the Discord all the time. I'm still going to be writing the monthly patron newsletter. There's daily posts. You should join the vintagerpg.com newsletter, which apparently I mentioned a couple weeks ago, and people were like, what's that? Like, apparently I just haven't been mentioning it because I got this influx. I had okay, so week to week, newsletter subscribers goes up every week, and it's usually between 10 and 15 people, and that's great. I don't it's nice that it just kind of naturally progressively goes up. But I noticed that this time it jumped like 60 people, and I was like, what happened?
Yeah.
And usually that means somebody shouted it out and I didn't see it. So I actually, like, that newsletter, I put a note in being like, hey, I noticed there's a lot of new folks here that, thanks for joining up, but where did you come from? And if you're comfortable telling me that, let me know. And I used a site-based email for it, and I got so many messages, and it's all just like, dude, you mentioned it on the podcast, every single one. It wasn't even like there was no variance. It was everybody found it because of the stupid podcast.
Listen, and
I'm just like, I'm so dumb.
I get it, man. I've been there many times myself. I will say though, if you are a fan of something and somebody, or like a book series, a writer, a band, whatever, join the mailing list.
Yeah.
Social media, we are racing towards, and especially like I think I'm really believing we're close to the dead internet. You know,
Well, we're close to the, so there's you know what, I'm not going to do that.
no, no, no.
There's strata, and the top strata is going to die off. The core old functional internet will still be there.
Yeah. But the part that everyone likes and sees at parties, no more. But the great way to find out when your favorites are favoriting and doing stuff is just by signing up for people's newsletters. It really does become the purest way to communicate with a fan base and your the people, things that you're a fan of. And also, like, yo, dog, if you're listening to this and you are a RPG creator, quick lesson: start a mailing list. It'll really help you out in the long run.
Yeah, as much as all of the presence that I've had connected to Vintage RPG over the almost 10 years I've been doing it, the newsletter, even though it's not the most, it doesn't provoke a lot of feedback the way that like being on Blue Sky or Instagram with the instant gratification of the social media comments. But I feel like people are more engaged with that newsletter than they were with any kind of other thing that I put out there. Instagram was fun and it was quippy, but I feel like regularly people wouldn't read the caption. I feel like when people do interact with me through the newsletter, and it's been increasing, and it feels like people actually engage with it differently. And I find it really gratifying. Earlier, just like this morning, I was fiddling with the web ring code. I want to get back to the web ring. When I have some free time, but on the site, and I was just like, man, like I was just reflecting once again on how the internet used to be different and how so thoroughly that top strata of platform-based social media has rewired the way we interact on the internet. Like it literally, we don't have to do it that way. We could make a choice to invest a little bit more time and energy and effort to have more meaningful connections with people by joining their mailing lists and reading sites instead of these little quick ephemeral bursts that are really satisfying to our brain chemistry, but don't actually have any. They're empty calories. It's like cotton candy, you know, on social media. And like, I really do think that we are like you said, I think that that top level is going to die off. I think that I mean, especially with the news that like Facebook's going to start charging for like stuff like, oh, you know, $4 a month and you can update your bio. It's like, get the hell out of here. Like nobody's going to do that.
Give your balls a tug. Yeah, I mean, seriously, Jesus Christ. Is that real? I missed that.
I saw it yesterday, and it was it's they're rolling out paid tiers for new paid tiers for Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp with increased functionality. And I don't know if they're monetizing like existing functionality, but even just the gall of having 3 separate platforms with 3 separate subscriptions, that it doesn't appear that there'd be any like you can't buy one and get it on everything, you know.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be like an Apple One subscription where you get everything, but it's like it's $25 a month, you know.
Yeah.
Like
And it's just like for what? Like I'm the content, you know. I'm making this thing valuable for you. Where's my cut? I'm not going to pay you.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, I think that boomers. I think that the kids are increasingly like not interested in
Just go to
social
YouTube.
media.
Put your show there, you know?
Yeah. And even YouTube seems like it's like I can't. Something happened to YouTube recently where like whenever I open the freaking site, like it takes thousands of years to open. I was reading a piece about recently, I wish I knew where, but it was about the size of the load for websites now because of the ad infrastructure, that it's like all these ad calls, time and energy and all of this stuff that like my website loads up in like about 3 seconds, and that makes me feel like it's too long. But you go on a news site and it's just like you're waiting forever for all of this stuff to load, and you're getting the actual content you want is a sliver of the screen, you know? somebody, who was it? I feel like it might have been Tiger Wizard, but somebody was saying that it was like wearing a medieval helmet where like you
Yep.
only can see out the slit, and it's like ridiculous.
So it's interesting because a lot of people talk about the consumption of like water, right? That AI uses, right? But like, imagine that plus every other data center to house Facebook, YouTube, Netflix, every other like thing on the planet, right? That billions of gigabytes of hard drives and all that other stuff. Like, I just was like, okay, so like you figure that like now data centers are coming along, it's really starting to tax everything, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, man, what does it take to keep like housing and putting out all those goddamn ads?
I mean,
Because
okay, so
those aren't just like, oh, I'm scrolling through, I see a bunch of different things, I can click here and I'm going to watch this video. That's all happening in real time.
yeah, and I mean, well, I mean, it's worse, bud. Like it's worse than you think.
Oh
Like
yeah,
everybody thinks that like the AI data centers are like the thing, but like it's also like, my friends, what do you think the cloud is? Like
the
all that crap
cloud.
that you have on Dropbox, all that stuff that's on Google Drive, like that's taking up server space somewhere, and it has to be cooled, and it has to like there's resources being spent on all of that. It feels seamless and invisible to us, but there's a cost to all of it.
Yep.
And so much of it is garbage. Like all of those reels and TikTok videos and whatever, it's out there. There is a cost to it, an environmental and monetary and resource costs. Like we don't feel it, and it's invisible. And like everybody, it's easy to be like, oh, I hate AI data centers because like the danger is so clear and present, right? But like when you start like it's bothered me. I realized this like a year or two ago, and I was
Yeah.
just like, oh no. Like the whole internet, and I think that it really became a like probably like an existential problem with the manufactured pivot to video, because
Yeah.
video is heavy, man.
Videos
Like that,
like multiple times more heavy.
huge files. Like when it was like JPEGs, it was one thing, it was still a load, but like video is just like, my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, dude, all the gifts. It's just when you think about it too. I mean, by the way, fuck AI. We're
Yeah,
not in
yeah,
any
yeah.
way sucking it at the teeter, looking the boot of AI here. AI can go get fucked.
I'm just saying we got a lot more data centers that we have to burn to the ground.
But that's the thing, man. The call's been coming from inside the house for a lot longer than we are willing to admit.
Yeah.
And now it's just this is just like the last Jenga piece on an already unstable tower.
Yeah. And I think that all of it has just become, because like there was once this is a really uplifting and optimistic hiatus episode, huh?
Yeah, wild.
It's almost like I think about this constantly because the world makes me like not ignore it anymore.
Yeah,
But the trade-off isn't there anymore, right?
yeah,
Like it used to be that all of this stuff was somewhat good. Like you could market yourself, you could like meet people, you could exchange ideas. But now there's so much friction between getting the internet to do what I want to do and the things that the corporate monoliths are forcing me to do to get to that. And it's just not worth it anymore. Like I said, YouTube doesn't work for me. I have to wait for and I just like eventually, like I just don't care enough for that to watch that music video that I want to see. Like I just turn it off.
yeah.
And like, you know, I keep emailing people and my emails hit their spam box. I have an email history with my editor Noah at MIT Press that goes back years. And it's like I emailed him the proposal for a thing and it hit his spam. And he didn't notice it. And I was just like, "Hey man, did you ever get that proposal?" He was like, "Oh, let me." And yeah, like for some reason, like, he published my book, but for some reason, all of a sudden, and it's happening. I've detected it for myself, and having noticed that, I've asked other people, and like all of a sudden, I'm surrounded by a bunch of people who are just like, "Yeah, my email sucks." All of a sudden,
Oh no,
and
dude, it's not just you.
yeah. And it's like, this is email. It's one of the fundamental things that the internet's supposed to do. And it used to work better than it does now.
The worst is when you pay for it. Like I had a business email that I got through I paid for it through Google for a .com, right?
Yeah.
And it just stopped working. It stopped like receiving and sending emails, and I didn't even notice it because I was like, oh man, because it's not an email address that I get a ton of email at.
Yeah.
But I use it for business. And so like I sent things out to people and it showed that it went out, but they never got it. And then there are emails that like I didn't see until I got with Google and they figured I don't know what they did, but I'm like emailing people like, hey, I am so sorry. I was not big dogging you. I wasn't I was mortified because I'm like, all these people try to reach out to me and I don't know. Yeah. So I canceled that. I fucking booted that email, dead. But anywho, we love you guys.
We're gonna pivot to positivity.
I think we should pivot to positivity. Yeah. Old man yells at cloud, and it's the iCloud.
It is the cloud. Like the cloud's the problem. I mean,
cloud is the problem. Yeah. But listen, we love you guys. We appreciate you, and we will be back. And like taking a break is not something we approach lightly, but it's just we got to do it. And we're planning on coming back stronger than ever. We're coming back, true to form, the way that the show was designed and intended, which is what we were trying to get back to earlier in the year. But we're coming back. In the meantime, sign up for our Patreon. It's free to get updates on when we will be back. Sign up for the Vintage RPG mailing list through vintagerpg.com. That's just awesome to have getting in your inbox every day anyway, or however frequently it comes out.
It's a week, every week.
Who's to say anymore? I barely get email.
Yeah, I mean,
from people I actually know, like personally, and live in the building with.
Check your spam folders, everybody.
It's just become so stupid. Sign up for the Analog Union newsletter. We will definitely let you know we're coming back there. Sign up for the free Patreon, which is Ham and Egg Publishing. Keep tabs on us. We're keeping tabs on you. Like not in like a weird, creepy way. Like we're in the know. We're on the Discord all the time. But make sure you join our Patreon, patreon.com/vintagerpg, so you can join up with our Discord, because that's the best place to kind of kick it with us during the times that we're going to be on vacation for a little bit. But yeah, man, that's what I got going on here. I got to message Alex and let him know that we are taking a vacation. But I'm going to make sure I message him before he hears this. Going to be like, oh man,
Yeah, and I mean, like I'm going to mention this in the newsletter too, which has to go out before this episode drops. So,
yeah,
some of you already know, and I've already hopefully gotten over the sads.
Yeah, and if you are a member of the Patreon, like 3 days before everyone else does.
Yeah, and honestly, like,
oh my God,
I don't want to like. There's 360 something episodes.
Yeah,
you could listen to go back and listen to one a day, and have a whole year.
There's probably stuff that you forgot.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy how many episodes we have.
Yeah, we got a lot of episodes.
Actually, it's I get these spam emails all the time. It's just like you did the hard work. You've been doing it consistently for like thousands of years, and you have millions of episodes, but you're not getting YouTube optimization right. And it's just like go away.
All right, I'm going to make one more point before we go on this, because I talked about it a little bit in the Discord. People always joke about how we are influencers, right? And we're like, oh, we're not influencers, but I do get approached. I get approached all the time by companies. Like, I'm not going to sell boner pills. I've been approached by Manscaped to sell like the manicure set for the wood. But most recently, I got one for like these hidden little things that you could like put in plain sight, like shelves and like other home good objects that like hide guns.
Oh yeah, what the frig,
dude? I don't even fucking know. But I got this thing, and I was like, it's so funny how they just like, wow, we really like the way you do your thing. But it's like this AI form letter about like, then they're like, we will send you a gun vault that looks like a little like, mudroom shelf where you like put your keys on top of.
Yeah,
you can put like two 9mm and like 2 backup magazines, because in case you need to John Wick when you're like taking your shoes off on a rainy day, coming in from the supermarket. And then they were like, yeah, we pay like $250 for like a minute video, like of like legit content. And then like, 10 videos of me just being like, it's Buddy Hambone here, and I got, look, check this, boom, gun, hidden, now I got you. Like, you know, and I'm just sitting here, I'm like, God, like, in all the fucking years we've been doing this, not one dice company, you know, like.
Because the things that we love, Hambone, are not the things that make money.
Yeah, but like for a show about vintage RPGs and new RPGs that constantly talk about nothing but RPGs.
Oh, they think that we're talking about rocket propelled grenades.
They must be. They must be because like literally not one single dice company over 8 years is like, wow, man, they like sure like help people sell a whole lot of shit. Maybe I should get them to help me sell my dice by. You'd be like, hey, here's a free set of dice, guys. Could you talk about it on the air a little bit? And I would have been like, sure, man. Because dice is something I use and I believe in. I don't want to like a gun shelf in the mudroom.
Did they send you a gun shelf?
No. You have to fill out a form,
okay.
and you have to tell them like which you get to pick like 3 or 4 different gun shelves. You know, like one was like books on top of that you put like one of those like little bookcases that you have like the ends for that you put on top of like a table.
Yeah.
You know, pop, boom, gun. Got you, robber. You know, like wild. But yeah, if any dice companies are listening to this right now, being like, oh man, I could use more advertisement. Hit up your old buddy Hambone. I would love to talk about your dice, and I would get behind your dice as long as you're like not some fucking weirdo on the internet.
Which gets to the heart of the matter. We don't make a lot of money doing this, but if you were to have a lot of money and you're just like, oh my God, what am I going to do in my morning walk on Monday? I'm not going to have, and you want to, you know, kick us some funds, we'll come back faster.
Yeah. Yes, let's for the money.
I got a roof I got to replace. So like,
Jesus,
you know, think of me.
Yeah. Anyway, this was another amazing episode of the Vintage RPG Podcast. Where can people find you on the internet?
They can find me at vintagerpg.com. They can find me lurking in the Vintage RPG Discord, which you can join through vintagerpg.com. And they can find me Friday afternoon at 1 p.m. in their inbox if they sign up to the Vintage RPG newsletter, which you could find at vintagerpg.com/newsletter.
Very cool. You can find me across the internet at John McGuire RPG on the Instagram, on the Blue Sky. You could also jump on the Hambone Publishing newsletter or maybe both, the Analog Union newsletter, which comes out every Tuesday at 1 p.m., which seems to be the right time to send out newsletters. But there's a plethora of people out there who could use your support. Sign up for the newsletters, sign up for ours. And stay tuned. We will be back sooner than you think with more content. In the meantime, for Stu Horvath, I'm John Hambone McGuire. May the dice always roll in your favor. Thanks for listening. The Vintage RPG Podcast is a ham-fisted production. Music by Dead Go West. Art by Shafer Brown. Edited by R. Alex Murray. Check us out at vintagerpg.com.